This is part one of a four-part series on the CyTime Event Manager from Cyber Sciences. Open a standard web browser, then type in the IP address associated with the Event Manager from the factory. Check the instruction bulletin for information on the static IP address for your device. The login screen will populate once the IP address is reached. Once at the login screen, the default username and password is admin. Once logged in, the CyTime Event Manager software will open up to the System screen. Let's start with the Setup screen first. Navigate to the Setup tab. Once here, you will apply the parameters of your network to the Event Manager. You can also associate a new IP address with the Event Manager. Once you've made any changes, hit Apply. Then you want to hit Yes. The CyTime Event Manager will now reboot. To log back in, you will need to open a new web browser and type in the new static IP address you just associated to the unit. The next step in the process is to set the time parameters. Here you can select the time zone. You can select the format of the date. You can also select NTP time or manual and set those up. And you also have the ability to set up daylight savings time. Make sure you hit Apply after you've made your changes, and then click Yes. To realize peak performance of the Event Manager, the unit must be able to locate and communicate with all the sequence of event recorders in the network. There are three ways to do this. First one is Autodiscover. By selecting the Autodiscover tab, you can automatically identify any SERs located on the network. Type in the IP range, and then once that is done, select Add Route to List. The Event Manager stores your search queries, as you can see below. You can then restart the search, or you can remove that query. The second way in which to add SERs to the Event Manager is through the Devices area of the Setup menu. Here you can manually set up each SER on the network by using its corresponding IP address. Each SER has its own IP address. If you know that IP address, you can input it here. Lastly, you can import SERs into the Event Manager by uploading a CSV file. On the Message Log tab, you can find a list of messages from the SERs associated with the system. You can sort by ID, date, time, or source. You can also list the items per page, and you can move from page to page using the right arrow buttons. There is also an export button for exporting the log, a refresh button, you can refresh at any time, and a filter button where you can select parameters and set a filter for the messages. Whenever making changes, make sure you press Apply. And finally, you have the Admin tab under the Setup screen. Here you can see some system information like storage, version number of software. You can also change your password and login IDs. For licensing, if you buy an upgrade package, you can enter the key here. And from this screen, you can export events, logs, system setup, and databases. You can also reboot, upgrade, and restore factory settings from the screen. Once all the SER devices on your network have been located, you can then go to the System screen and start using the Event Manager software. On the system screen, you will have a visual representation of all the SCR devices on the network. Each SCR that is identified by the Event Manager will be displayed on the system page as a graphical block. SCR identification will be by name if one has been assigned or by IP address of that device. The Event Manager is now ready to use. For more information on the Event Manager, visit us at www.cyber-sciences.com.